Hello students, in today's lecture we study about the instantaneous center method of velocity analysis. This method is one of the graphical methods of velocity analysis. Before we move ahead, we will see what is velocity analysis. By velocity analysis we mean that for a given planar mechanism at a particular configuration, if the input velocity characteristics is specified, then we should be able to determine the velocity characteristics, linear or angular, of all the other links of the same mechanism. By a planar mechanism, we mean that motion of mechanisms will be in a plane. Before moving ahead, let us see some basics of kinematics of any rigid body which is under plane motion. In a plane motion, the rigid body or link is represented by a line, and angular motion of the rigid body is same as that of a line on that rigid body in the plane of motion. A general plane motion consists of translation plus rotation motion of a rigid body. In a mechanism, a link may have a pure rotary motion or pure translatory motion or the combination of two, that is rotational and translational motion simultaneously. What is translation motion? If a body moves in such a way that all its particles move in the plane parallel to each other and travel the same distance, then the body is said to be having motion of translation. In translation motion, all the points on the rigid body will have identical motion. Let's see how it is. Suppose there is a link PQ which is having a pure translation motion like this. So you can see that all the points move the same distance. This is a pure translatory motion. Next, what is rotary motion? If a body rotates about a fixed point in such a way that all its particles move in a circular path, the body is said to have motion of rotation. In rotational motion, there will be difference between the motion of 2 points on the same rigid body. So whenever there will be a difference, then it will be in a circular path, or it will be rotary motion. We shall see that how it is. This is a link PQ which is undergoing a pure rotation motion like this. So we can see that there is a difference between the movement of the distance traveled by the particle. One of the points will be fixed. Next, we shall see the combination of the rotary and the translatory motion. Suppose there is a rigid body which moves from position PQ to P2Q2. So we can see that there are two types of motion, translatory and rotary both. So this can be described as follows. Suppose there is a link PQ, and suppose this is having first translatory motion like this and then rotary motion like this. So it will reach the position P2Q2 in this way, or it can be vice versa also. It can first rotate and then translate. So basically this can be understood that the general motion of the link in a planar mechanism is generally of combined type, that is combination of rotary and translatory motion. Now let us define instantaneous center of velocity, or IC. For a rigid body or link in a plane motion, there exists a point on the rigid body or in the plane of motion whose instantaneous velocity is 0, and this point is called instantaneous center IC of velocity. It must be mentioned here that this IC may lie outside the physical boundary of the rigid body, but it lies in the plane of motion of that rigid body. So it may be inside the boundary of the rigid body, or it may also lie outside the boundary of the rigid body, but it has to be in the plane of motion of that body. Also we can say that instantaneous is the center or the point about which the body is rotating. We can see some examples. Suppose there is a link and that link is rotating about this fixed point. So there is a link 2 which is hinged at point 1 and it is rotating about this point. So we can say that the link at this point 1 will have 0 velocity. The point 1 will have 0 velocity. So we can say that this point is the instantaneous center. Similarly, in this example, this is a pure rotation. This is also pure rotation 1. This is also pure rotation 1. In this example also, you can see that this circular disc is rotating about this center and this point will have 0 velocity. So this can be said as the instantaneous center. The similar example, suppose we take point A whose velocity will be in this direction and point B whose velocity will be in this direction. So this point, as if we draw the perpendiculars from the velocity vectors, this one and this one, so they will meet at the center point at the circular disc. So we can say that if we draw perpendiculars from the velocity vectors, then the point of intersection of the perpendiculars of the velocity vectors will give us the instantaneous center. This we have to remember. And this center is the instantaneous center of this example. Next, we see a pure translation motion. Suppose there is a pure translation motion, then we say that the instantaneous center lies at infinity in the direction perpendicular to the direction of translation. So this will be, the instantaneous center will be at infinite in this case. Next, we now try to prove that the existence of IC for a rigid body under plane motion. Suppose we consider a body which is having 2 points A and B, and the velocity of point A is at an angle of theta degree with the horizontal and its magnitude is VA, and suppose the velocity of point B is at an angle alpha with the horizontal and its magnitude is VP. Now, suppose we draw perpendiculars to each of the velocity vectors. So we draw a perpendicular to VA and also we draw a perpendicular to VB. And suppose they intersect at point I. So we have to prove that this I is the instantaneous center of this rigid body for this given configuration. And so for this we have to prove that the velocity of this point I of this rigid body at this configuration must be 0. Now, as per the figure, VA cos theta will be the component of the velocity of VA in the direction of AB, and the component of VB in the direction of AB will be VB cos theta. Now, as the distance between AB will never change as it is a rigid body, so the two velocity components must be same. That is, VA cos theta should be equal to VB cos alpha. So this will give us VA upon cos alpha will be equal to VB upon cos theta. As per the figure, this angle will be 90 minus theta and this angle will be 90 minus alpha. So in triangle IAB, we can write IA upon the sine of 90 minus alpha is equal to IB upon sine of 90 minus theta. So this gives us IA upon cos alpha, as 90 minus sine 90 minus theta is cos alpha, and IB upon cos theta. So from these two equations, we can write that VA upon IA is equal to VB upon IB, and this is what is omega. So we can say that VA is equal to IA into omega and VB is equal to IB into omega. And the velocity vectors are by construction perpendicular to the direction of IA and IB. These velocity vectors by construction are perpendicular to IA. VA is perpendicular to IA and VB is perpendicular to IB, which means that I is the center of rotation. So at this instance, the body is rotating about the point I with angular velocity omega. Now we prove that the velocity of I is 0 by considering the velocity of point I in the direction of IA and IB. From geometry we can understand that the velocity of A along IA will be 0 as the angle will be 90 degree, and as I and A are 2 points on the same rigid link, so the velocity of I along IA is also 0, because the relative motion or the relative velocity of A and I along AI is 0. The velocity of I with respect to A along AI is also 0. So the velocity of I along A is 0. Similarly, the velocity of B is perpendicular to IB. So the component of VB along BI is 0. So velocity of I along BI is the same as the velocity of B along BI. So the velocity of I along BI is also 0. Thus, the velocity of point I is 0 along two directions, along AI and along BI. So if VI is the velocity of point I and is a 2D vector and it is 0 in two different directions, then the velocity of I must be 0. So this is how we prove that the velocity of point I or the velocity of instantaneous center I is 0 at this configuration, and so this point I can be called as the instantaneous center of this rigid body at this configuration. So this is about today's lecture. We'll continue this topic in the next lecture. Thank you very much.